So I chose option B as my final project. This is a social emotional storytelling, and I titled it The Gallop of Resilience. Okay, introduction. This project centers around the themes of resilience and determination. This presentation will show how I apply these themes to my lesson and short story, The Gallop of Resilience. This short story can be showcased to young audiences to promote these qualities, all while maintaining a safe and tranquil learning setting for the students. And I aim to present this story to children within early elementary school. Okay, Hooves and his story. Once upon a time, there was a peaceful, beautifully natured valley. The valley was surrounded by tall mountains and had large areas of streams as well. Who lives in the valley? Many animals, especially horses. Hooves is a young horse who is not as grown as the rest of his peers. Despite being smaller than the others, Hooves is a kind and respectful horse. However, sometimes he felt like he wasn't as fast or strong as the others. Every year there was a big race in the valley where all the horses would run across the valleys, pathways, and streams to see who was the fastest. Hooves dreams of racing with the others, but every time he tried to run fast, he would struggle to keep up and stumble his way through. This would make Hooves very sad, thinking to himself, I can never be like them. Misty, Hooves' best friend, could see his frown and comes to comfort him. He explains his feelings, and to his surprise, Misty replies that she is happy that he shared his feelings. Misty says, You want to race with the other horses in the valley. It is not about being the tallest or fastest, but that you can do this and you can run at your own pace. Misty convinces Hooves to run in the race, despite his feelings of worry and doubt. Hooves knew that day he was going to try to run every day before the race. The day of the race came, and Hooves felt nervous. Hooves knew that he put a lot of time and work into his running. Through the valley he went, running up big hills, ducking under low branches, jumping over tree roots in the mountains, and swimming through the river stream. He was ready for today. Hooves thought to himself, I am strong, I am confident, I am fearless, I am ready, I can do this. 1, 2, 3, and the horses were off galloping on the trail. Hooves started to run. He could feel his worry melt away as he stared at all the horses around him. He was running with the pack, and he was having fun being part of something so sacred to his valley home. Out of 15 horses, Hooves came in 5th place. Misty was at the end of the finish line cheering for him. Hooves was proud of his placement and did not think less about not coming in as first place. The joy at the end of the race was that he had the confidence and drive to run fast as his little strong legs could take him. Creative cushion to certain topics. The feeling of uncertainty, doubt, and low levels of self-esteem generate fear, and it can often impact the developmental trajectory of a child. Hooves' position takes on a relatable and safe position of having self-doubt, something we all experience because in the end we're all human. And introducing children to the idea that these feelings are normal and that it's valid to have these feelings is a step in the right direction of self-awareness. And I want to promote to my audience the understanding that there is no placement to success. Within my class curriculum, reading takes on a big part of class time and essentials to learning. Hooves in his story is an opportunity to combine literature within theater and use it as a teaching construct. Students will gather on the classroom carpet to be read out loud a short story. Students will be instructed to look out and pay attention to certain emotions and thoughts that the main characters experience, and that's how Hooves is going to be introduced to my class. What does Hooves' message convey? The idea reverts to process versus product. In a sense, I'm teaching my young audience that process should weigh more than product. It was the resilience partnered with Hooves' determination that got him to participate in the race, and even though he did not win first place as the ideal goal, he still made 5th place out of 15 contestants. I like falling back on this approach to social and emotional learning. The transition from Hooves not racing to practicing and trying to do the best of his ability shows that he earned the title of participating and he got to be with the rest of his peers in the valley. I want to convey the message of resilience in a cushion formed of Who's story to a young audience to gain confidence and for the children to understand that they can overcome any problems presented to them. So, my 3 creative dramatic activities. So the first one is a pantomime activity featuring deep breathing exercise. So how the activity is set up, students will gather on the carpet after reading the short story. A teacher will start the exercise by telling students to close their eyes and envision a valley in front of them. Shortly after, students will reenact Hooves running by jogging in place, jumping for hurdles, and stomping their feet as they were to go up the hills of the valley. While the students run in place, they will be instructed to breathe in and out, and it keeps runner's stamina, and it's maintaining a steady breath in the moment. This activity qualifies as a supportive technique to engage with the client's self-awareness and creativity. Pantomime exercises that involve envisioning a different location and thoughts of setting details like wind, running, and managing breathing will build on that child's self-management. This sense of criteria is found on the castle wheel. Managing deep breathing is a form of self-management. The exercise taps into mindfulness as the child is running and focusing on breathing in and out to keep a steady breath as they are inadvertently practicing stress management strategies. Being able to maintain a creative imaginary mind all while exercising tranquility, it can boost the child's self-esteem and their understanding that they can multitask and have that sense of resilience, just like Hooves. So, emotion pantomime and questionnaire. How the activity is set up, students will then transition to their second pantomime and emotion pantomime, followed by questionnaire that is relevant to the third dramatic activity. I feel that the second activity is a good transition into the third. After reading the short story, the young audience is familiar with the story plot and briefly some emotions mentioned. This activity will refer to emotions felt by Hooves before and after he completed the race. Students are asked to reenact Hooves feeling sad or fearing entering the race. Then after, they are instructed to act out a reaction to them passing the finish line of the race. They are asked to spot the difference in emotion. Then after, they will be questioned about Misty's position in the play. So some questions can be like, you see that Hooves feels sad about the race. If you were in his position, what emotions would you feel? Like Misty, what are some ways of encouragement that we can try to make our friends feel better? This activity is safe and collaborative with other students as a group as they all take on the role of being self-aware and building on other domains such as social awareness and relationship skills with others. The children will be introduced to different emotions, beginning with sad emotions and nervousness and ending with more upbeat emotions. Questioning is a good addition to the activity because it gets the children involved with brainstorming and how to comfort when there's low emotions and feelings of doubt. When you see a friend in need, what can you say to them? If the child is thinking of ways to support another, they are becoming aware of the other person's emotions and how they may be of assistance or support. These actions can also fall under responsible decision making as the children are displaying a response to a problem presented. Overall, this activity falls under both criteria on the Cascale wheel when it comes to relationship skills and social awareness. And finally, our third activity is Admiration Valley. So how this is set up, the final activity, children will transfer what they were taught in the second activity to their final activity. The children will be recalling on emotions and questions asked previously, and then they're going to gather in a group activity. Sitting in a circle, a student will think of a compliment or maybe something that stands out to them about the peer next to them. Doing this action insinuates a positive environment. The student is using critical thinking skills and becoming aware of their peers around them. Practicing spreading positivity is crucial to forming relationships all around, and it'll help in the future. The students will now understand how to tackle a situation that may bring certain distresses. Being there for a peer or friend can build on confidence and instill resilience. This activity displays healing strategies and a good source of manifesting resilience in young audiences. The domain of focus for this activity are social and relationship skills. The children are interacting in a beneficial way, displaying positivity towards one another. The children are participating, they're actively offering support, and they're recognizing strengths in others when they're complementing one another. The activity overall creates a safe environment in the classroom, all while teaching children to be kind and spread positivity. And these are some of the resources I fell back on while making this project.